So Florian Wirtz has not had the best of starts to his Liverpool career. I think it's fair to say one of the most expensive transfers of all time, brought in to help make Liverpool better, and we are languishing in 8th place in the Premier League, the second worst title defence so far of all time in the Premier League. But does he deserve all the flack he's getting, especially when Man United old boy Gary Neville has called him a little boy? We're going to talk about that. We're going to read Gary Neville's full comments and then see what Florian Wirtz has to say about that. The Standard headline is Florian Wirtz's reaction to Gary Neville little boy criticism revealed. So before Gary Neville had his say, Jamie Carragher said Wirtz has found it really tough in the Premier League and I worry about him sort of going forward. It's early days, but I need to see something. I think we all feel that way. All of us fans feel that way. We want to see that spark. I did see it against Real Madrid. I did feel he showed some of that in Real Madrid. He was pressing really high. He was turning the press into attack when he got the ball very quickly. He was good in that game. Wayne Rooney says Wirtz damages the balance of Liverpool and how they play. And he doesn't see where he gets into the team. Well, Arne Slot has made it very clear. He sees him as that free-roaming number 10, almost Messi-like in the freedom he seems to have on the pitch, but always starting off sitting in front of a double midfield pairing of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, any two of them, and then Wirtz just sitting up ahead. He has played him on the left a few times, but I think he really wants him to be that fulcrum, that centerpiece of midfield to attack. But when you're given that much freedom, you're never a clear outlet because you could be anywhere on the pitch. Maybe that's what Rooney's referencing. He's a top player and I'm sure he'll get better, but he's had a slow start. There's no denying that. I don't see where he fits into Liverpool's system. And then former Manchester United player Gary Neville steps up. I thought Wirtz in particular, it was a really bad day for him in the Man City loss. I mean, I think it's hard to single out Florian Wirtz. I think a lot of our players had very bad days against Man City. And not to take credit away from Man City, they forced our players to have bad days because they played really well. But still, we should have done better. We've been tiptoeing around him, Florian Wirtz, haven't we, for a few months, around the fact that he's so young, coming to a new country, but he is 120 million. You're going to have to stand up soon. Listen, I agree with that. 120 million, doesn't matter how young you are, coming to a new team, new country. If you've been bought for 120 million, you really should be delivering more than Florian Wirtz is delivering right now. Yes, it's an investment for the future, but we're already a percentage of the way through his first season. Before we know it, this season will be over. And then what? Do we say in the beginning of next season, well, he's still growing into it? No, that for 120 million, you do expect instant impact, or at least to keep the status quo of the levels of your team, not for the team to regress. He's obviously got something. He's a really good player and technically fantastic, but he's been mauled out there by Núñez and others, and not just in the Man City game, in many other games too. Lightweight is a criticism that's been thrown Florian Wirtz's way, and it's hard to disagree with that. He does get pushed off the ball a lot. As I said, against Real Madrid, he showed he could press up high and he had a bit of a spite and a battle about him. But against Premier League teams, maybe different from La Liga teams, definitely different from Bundesliga teams, considering how he's not had the same sort of impacts. Maybe against Premier League teams, they're just a bit rougher, a bit more physical, a bit faster, a bit more spiteful in their tackles, potentially. And that's thrown Florian Wirtz off a little bit. It's made him feel a bit lightweight. He's been chucked around the pitch, Neville says, and didn't deliver in the quality side of things. Anyway, Wirtz is a problem. Let's call it what it is. It's an issue. 120 million, and he looked like a little boy out there. It can't be the case. He's a German international of great standing, and he looks well short of what you expect in a top physical match. It's all true. I can't disagree with the actual substance of what Gary Neville is saying, even if the fact that he is a Man United former player digging into a Liverpool player is not lost on me. The actual substance of what he's saying is kind of on point. And we all want to see better from Florian Wirtz. We want to see him stand up in the tackle and in the physical side of things better. We want to see him dictate play more. I wonder how much of this is down to slots allowing of freedom to Florian Wirtz, allowing him to move anywhere, left or right, forward, back. He's got so much freedom, more freedom of any other player on the pitch. And I'm not sure he's earned that yet. And I don't mean like that freedom should be a reward, but it is a responsibility that you earn. You have to first show that you can be dependable and reliable and consistent when you haven't got freedom, when you are tasked with a specific spot on the pitch and you make sure you own that place, you own that role, you own that position. And then you could be given extra license to roam and move around. And he's not Messi, is he? So you can't give him that kind of Messi-like freedom and say, go wherever you want and create magic. He's got to earn that responsibility. He's got to prove that he is worthy of carrying that and making the most of it. And so far, he hasn't. Rio Ferdinand, former Manchester United player as well, chips in as well. There is no doubt in my mind right now that Wirtz thought, is this the right decision? Doubts would creep in. It would be impossible that you don't start thinking, have I made the right decision in terms of going to Liverpool? Well, Florian Wirtz has come out and said, I'm certain I've made the right decision. He's come out since this. And he's also kind of ignored the whole little boy criticism, all these pundits diving in on him, which I think shows a bit of mental strength. He hasn't risen to it, but he has come out and answered the question from journalists and said, no, I've definitely made the right decision. Liverpool is definitely the home I want to be at. This is a process. We will get better, no doubt. Okay, looks like Florian Wirtz has some proper mental strength about him, and we'll see where it goes, won't we? Anyway, thanks for spending that time with me. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you agree with me on? What do you disagree with me on? How do you feel about Neville and Ferdinand's comments on our boy Florian Wirtz? Will he come good? Interested in your thoughts. I'll speak to you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.